Yuba-Sutter.LIVE's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Welcome you all to this regular meeting of the Marysville City Council. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Rollins. Here. Councilmember Gilchrist.
Here.
Councilmember Hudson.
Here. Vice
Vice Mayor Betticavoli.
Here.
And Mayor Branscombe.
Yes, ma'am. You'll kind of stand and join in the pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We do, Mayor. Item 3 in the agenda packet should read appointments for 2026, and it reads 2023, so I'd like to replace that.
Okay, and we will have a reading of a proclamation.
Yes, we also have a proclamation proclaiming 10th Street Bridge as an EOW MIA bridge.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First, we will start with a... Mr. City Attorney, anything to report from closed session?
Mr. Mayor, there is nothing to report.
Thank you, sir. I understand Habitat for Humanity is here. Adelie Burns? There we go. Come on. Oh, Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, Habitat for Humanity. Please tell us who y'all are and what's going on.
Hello, my name is Adelie Burns, and we started the Mad Love Community Fridge to reach out to the needs of our community. We believe that fresh food is a right, not a privilege, and that everybody deserves access to fresh and fruits and vegetables. The idea for creating this fridge came up from a trip that I went on to New York City. I discovered that there were a lot of community fridges in the areas that I visited. I fell in love with the idea, and I thought that our community could greatly benefit from a community fridge. And I asked Mia if she would like to help me start a fridge. We named it Mad Love for our names, Mia and Ads. And we also would like to bring love to our community. We opened our first fridge last March as 8th graders at the Habitat for Humanity Restore here in Marysville. The community fridge is stocked by sponsors. The sponsors sign up to stock and check on the fridge for a month out of the year. Mia and I and our moms check up on the fridge and clean it weekly as well. The fridge is stocked 2 to 3 times a week. We get fresh produce from farms, stores, and from people's backyards and gardens.
Hi, my name is Mia Bumpus, and I want to share how Mad Love has grown and expanded its impact in our community. What began as a small idea turned into something much bigger because people were willing to listen, support us, and believe that young people can make a real change. Mad Love started as a community fridge to help people access fresh food with dignity, with no applications and no questions asked. From the beginning, the goal was simple. Anyone who needed food could take what they needed, and anyone who was able could give what they could. As the project grew, we learned that food insecurity doesn't just affect family with kids, it also affects seniors, especially those living on fixed incomes or with disabilities, who often face additional barriers to getting fresh food. Because of that, we expanded to Date Street Senior Village, and the fridge opened last summer. This expansion showed us that meeting people where they are can be just as important as the food itself. Date Street Senior Village is a 50-unit affordable housing community for residents who are 62 years and older. And many of the people who live there are also living with disabilities. These challenges can make everyday tasks like grocery shopping much harder, especially without reliable transportation, physical mobility, or outside support. The community is operated in partnership with the Regional Housing Authority, and it serves residents who benefit greatly from having resources close to home. By placing Mad Love Community Fridge at the Date Street Senior Village, we were able to meet residents where they already lived. Seniors were able to access fresh fruits, vegetables, and non-perishable foods without needing to drive, rely on others, or navigate complicated systems. Over time, the fridge became a familiar and trusted resource that residents could depend on. This experience was also made possible because of the strong local support. After we reached out in the fall to Grocery Outlet in Yuba City, began providing weekly donations. These donations were shared between Live Oak Senior Location and our Habitat for Humanity Community Fridge. The owners, Jeremy and Amy DeLay, were incredibly generous and supportive from the very beginning. This partnership helped ensure that fridges stayed consistently stocked and showed how youth-led outreach can turn a simple question into a long-term sustainable support. This expansion mattered because food insecurity and isolation often go together, especially for seniors and people living with disabilities. The community fridge became more than just a place to get food. It became a symbol of dignity, independence, and community care. As Mad Love continued to grow, we officially became a nonprofit organization. We have received our nonprofit status, and while we were still in the very beginning stages, including preparing for our first official meetings and building our foundation, becoming a nonprofit allows us to be more organized, transparent, and prepared for future growth. This step was important because it helps ensure Mad Love can continue serving the community in a responsible and sustainable way, while staying true to the values that it was also built on. Our goal has always been to support people at every stage of life, and our expansions to Live Oak, along with becoming a nonprofit, showed how youth leadership, community partnerships, and compassion can come together to create a lasting impact. It also reminded us that meaningful change doesn't require being an adult. It requires noticing a need and choosing to act.
Since April 2025, with the help of our community and sponsors, we were able to distribute over 20,000 pounds of food from just the Habitat fridge, which means 13,000 to 16,000 meals have been put out into our community from one fridge alone. Our next steps include opening 2 food pantries in the Yuba City and Plumas Lake areas, and hopefully another fridge as well. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and please let us know if the City Council or any of its members individually would like to sponsor the fridge for a month in 2026. Also, we are hoping you could help us out to become more visible in our community. If there is any way you all would be able to help us with that, we would very much appreciate it. How could you support us to get the Mad Love name out there? Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Both of you had to get up on your tiptoes to speak in the microphone. I was impressed by that. The world's a better place with young women like you in it. God bless you. Tell me about yourselves. You're going to school?
Yes.
Where and what are you doing?
I go to Faith Christian High School.
I go to River Valley.
What year?
We're both freshmen.
That's even more impressive. That's even more impressive.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Any comments?
I just have one comment. Have you reached out to the Yuba-Sutter food bank?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
They actually do help us, and they donate some food.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
We will be getting a grocery outlet over here. That's right. And so I would definitely encourage you to ask them for donations as well when they get up and running.
Sure, thank you.
I got my checkbook right here. Who do I make a check up to? You've got a nonprofit. What's the nonprofit called? I didn't hear that.
Just Mad Love Community Fridge.
MAAD and then Love Community.
Get a little closer. My hearing isn't that good. All right now.
Capital M. A.
D?
D.
D?
Yes.
That looks like a D.
And then another D.
Mad Love?
Yes.
Good enough?
Yeah.
Great. You are very impressive, young ladies. You got me pulling out my checkbook. You bet. Today's the 3rd?
Yes.
Sorry for the delay.
Thank you.
If you don't put your hand out, people can't fill it up. You put your hand out, God bless you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Don't run away yet. Don't run away yet. Everything you're doing is so commendable. And to have this inspiration on your own at your age, you both have great futures. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Remember, if you don't put your hand out, people can't fill it up. Okay, let's see. We have one more item before we get into the consent calendar. And do we have anyone here from the Veterans of Foreign Wars post on this matter? We don't, and we didn't expect to. But we wanted to read this proclamation regarding the 10th Street Bridge. It's a proclamation proclaiming the 10th Street Bridge as the POW MIA Bridge. Actually, I think it's taken on two names, but whereas the 10th Street Bridge that separates the two cities, city of Yuba City and the city of Marysville, along with the two counties, County of Sutter, the County of Yuba, and whereas, as of September 2024, Yuba County is home to 5,750 veterans, one right here, and Sutter County is home to 4,967 veterans whose service and sacrifices exemplify dedication to our nation. And whereas, the POW MIA flag, adopted in January 1972 and officially recognized by Congress in 1990, bears the powerful message, "You are not forgotten," serving as a lasting tribute to the 82,000 service members still listed as missing in action. And whereas, the Marysville Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 948, under the leadership of past Commander Brock Bowen, has championed the effort to honor the legacy of POWs and MIAs by designating the 10th Street Bridge as the POW MIA Bridge. And whereas, just two more whereases, and whereas on February 3rd, 2026, the city of Marysville officially proclaims the 10th Street Bridge as the Medal of Honor Bridge, celebrating the heroism and valor of our nation's most distinguished service members. And whereas, in addition to its designation as the Medal of Honor Bridge, the City Council now seeks to further recognize sacrifices of prisoners of war and those missing in action by proclaiming the bridge as the POW MIA Bridge. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Chris Bransk, Mayor of Marysville, on behalf of the City Council, its members, Vice Mayor Bruce Cavoli, Council Member Brad Hudson, Council Member Stuart Gilchrist, and Council Member Marjorie Rollins, do hereby proclaim the 10th Street Bridge as the POW MIA Bridge, in addition to its designation as the Medal of Honor Bridge, and hereby encourages the residents and businesses of Marysville to show their appreciation for the sacrifices that our military personnel made defending our freedoms, to acknowledge their courage,
and to show them the honor and respect due them. Proud to put my signature to this, and this will be read, I presume, at the ceremony on the 20th. Is that right?
I have a ceremony on the 20th, starting at Yuba City. Move over to the Marysville site where the sign is posted. Ceremony.
Young ladies, if you and your team have other things to do and you want to leave now, it's not going to upset me if you take off. Oh, bless you, bless you. That was a treat. We'll now move to the Community Consent Calendar Forum. And this is the time, if you have something to say, if anyone here or online has something to say about anything not on the agenda or anything on the consent calendar, this is the time to raise your hand. Do we have anybody wishing to speak?
We do. Judy Mann is going to come up and talk about an invite she has for you.
Beg your pardon?
Judy Mann is going to come up and speak about
Judy,
an invite.
there you are. I didn't see you. Welcome, Judy. Judy provides many services to the city, including calling me the other night to let me know that my garage door was open. Thank you for that.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, City Council members.
Can you tilt?
My name is Judy Mann.
Margie, can you tilt that microphone down so it's more convenient for Judy?
Is that on? Thank you.
I don't want to miss a syllable. Perfect, thank you.
We're proud to be here. Oh, me. It's a nice talking short. Today I'm here to represent officers and directors of the museum. We're here to officially invite you, which is good. Forward and when needed. Place where at our local a brief update. We are today on the museum. We are a 501c active. First, we have established bylaws, formed a board, Facebook is not having nothing somewhere over to the yes, we are still seeking some funding, grant writing, location. Now, I spoke to each of our membership has increased. From the board, myself, we feel no better time now to tell you how important it is in our history. 170 it is Marysville takes very valuable. We're excited about public and it demonstration. I've gotten a on. All they were doing, they're all going to be there. About our local. I'm excited. I'm going to be in character as Annie Cook. Oh, she was a young lady. Her deli at chocolate factory. How is she tied to Marysville?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Madam Clerk?
That's it for tonight.
Thank you. Okay, the consent calendar. All matters on the consent agenda are considered routine and therefore approved by one motion, typically, unless a council member or the city manager first requests that a matter be removed or separate discussion and action. What is the will of the council?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments? Noting none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. All right, there we go. We move to the discussion and action calendar. First matter on it is the item number 4 on the agenda, the Yuba-Sutter Regional Safety Action Plan. And the recommendation here, we were wondering who was going to stand in for Jeremy. I was anyway. Recommendation is to receive and file the presentation on the Yuba-Sutter Regional Safety Action Plan and provide direction to staff regarding incorporation of identified priority safety corridors and strategies into the City of Marysville's transportation and capital improvement planning. There you go. And you are who? Welcome here. Thank you.
Yeah. I was in Yuba-Sutter.
Please, proceed.
Discussing traffic safety in the community. And there's a couple primarily qualified for the highway safety. All those are the goal, as was mentioned, right now. The crash method or cost. Using Looking at normally we're in broadside. Object is also for your region. Factors for speed, proper turning, and very high, that's higher than any of the actions that finally, on the state highways, so about 8 recommendation. You'll see that all 6 of cause of many data that's out of it. Of those 30, we did a lot of public engagement. With a lot of locations. just talks about we also have time and
Any questions or comments?
I have a question. If you could maybe email us the website that you spoke about. Thank you.
So we are just to receive and file this. No votes required.
There may be further action at another meeting, but tonight, just receive and file. And the entire report is available on the website?
correct.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, very much. Item number 5 on the discussion and action calendar. Amending sections 181 and 182 of the Marysville Administrative Code regarding city council committees. And the recommendation is to adopt a resolution, an ordinance amending those sections of the Marysville Administrative Code. 1, update the list of city council standing committees. 2, clarify the distinction between standing and ad hoc committees. 3, establish clear and consistent rules governing city council committees. It's like we don't do this. Come on. 4, recognize Measure G Oversight Committee as a mandatory standing committee of the City of Marysville. 5, adopt separate resolutions establishing each standing committee of the City Council for a new term. Mr. Jim Shad, what are we to do here?
Well, a lot there, but it really is primarily cleanup of our existing ordinance. We have always, since I've been here, had ordinances that specify standing committees, but we have added some. One is the Recreation Development Committee that we have added in the past, and more recently the Measure G Oversight Committee, which we committed to in our tax measure. The existing ordinance required us to periodically, every 4 years, update the list and re-up those standing committees. So that is the first action that we're proposing. And so we've created the new list in the ordinance, and council can determine whether they want to continue with all of those standing committees or not. My recommendation is to continue with all of the standing committees. The second item, we really didn't establish the difference between a standing committee and an ad hoc committee. So we are doing that now so that there are rules for both on how they're established. We did not want to make it overly cumbersome for the formation of ad hoc committees versus the standing committees. So the standing committees have always required a resolution. We are recommending that ad hoc committees only require a vote of council to move forward with. In both cases, the council will establish the committees, but the mayor will continue to assign the committee members. The third item is just putting to writing those rules for governing those committees, which I've just explained. The fourth item is specific to Measure G, and it's first establishing the mandatory standing committee for that. But Measure G has some unique characteristics in that we have additional members that we're going to assign to that committee. We recommend that the Measure G committee be comprised of the same members that are on the Finance and Audit Committee, because you're looking at a subset of the data. It also recommends, based on council input in previous sessions, that we have 2 external members that the committee would select upon establishing the need for the committee. 5th item is just each committee has a separate resolution, and the reason we did that was if there was a need to not have a committee or a desire to not have a committee, we wanted to be able to move forward with the rest of the committees. So that in a nutshell is what we're doing. It's really just bringing our committee structure in the administrative code up to date with the actions we've taken in the past and making it sure it's consistent with the state's Brown Act. That's all I have. I'm open to questions. So,
any questions or comments? What's the will of the council?
Move to approve.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Here we go. Okay. Next is to establishment of Measure G Oversight Committee. And this is a requirement of the voter-approved initiative, Measure G. And the recommendation is to adopt a resolution establishing a standing Measure G Oversight Committee as committed to in the Measure G ballot language approved by the voters, and direct the 2 city council members' seats be filled by the same council members serving on the Finance and Audit Committee. That would be the vice mayor and myself, with appointments made by yours truly and confirmed by the city council. Mr. Shad, you'll be presenting this now. So this serves recommendation. So by this resolution, Bruce and the members of the Finance and Audit Committee are members of this committee for this resolution. Now, what about the 2 public members?
that is outlined in the resolution that the committee, the city committee members, currently you and Vice Mayor, would select those members.
Well, that's all. That's in the resolution. I'd like to. How about input? I'll look to the Vice Mayor. How about input from other council members on who the other members, public members, should be, versus just the 2 of us doing it? Okay. So recommendations, and then Vice Mayor and I will consider and make the appointments. Can we make that adjustment to the document, the resolution? Then we're just going to do it. I like that resolution.
The other unique part, and the reason we needed a separate item, is that this standing committee cannot be abolished by the council ever, because it's voted into law.
Well, that's in the document.
Yes.
Yeah, we understand that.
So, and I'll defer to legal counsel if we need to modify the resolution.
Well, our
That's not breaking the Brown Act? Okay.
Yeah.
So next council meeting, come forward with suggestions, and we'll fully populate it with 2 members from the community.
Okay. So with that,
Sound good?
with that suggestion put forth, I agree with that, and I make a motion to approve.
We have a move to approve.
I second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Lastly, establishment of an ad hoc public safety committee. By motion and vote, establish an ad hoc public safety committee of the City Council subject to standard limitations. I don't know why that's stated in there. Obviously, there's limitations on any committee. I didn't think that language was absolutely necessary in the resolution, but that goes without saying is what I'm trying to say. And the purpose, this is my suggestion. The purpose of the proposed Public Safety Ad Hoc Committee of the Council shall be to develop a comprehensive knowledge on all matters related to the primary providers of public safety in the city of Marysville, those being the Marysville Police Department and the Marysville Fire Department, and the successor agencies and any successor agencies such as that currently on track for the Marysville Fire Department. The Ad Hoc Public Safety Committee shall spend no more than 1 year in this endeavor and report back to the City Council on any recommendations that may be forthcoming, including whether a standing Public Safety Committee should be established. And I'll add that I would expect that to be a recommendation at the end. And I guess I can't appoint anybody until the next meeting, huh? Counselor? Okay. So, okay. Well, I'll indicate. It's my suggestion, so I will serve on this ad hoc committee, and I will recommend at the next meeting that the vice mayor serve with me. However, I expect that during some point during this first year, once I get a feel for things, I'd like to, I would be inclined to appoint Councilmember Hudson, given his background in public safety, a deeper background than Bruce and myself. I just want to get my feet wet and then hand my seat off to Brad at some point within this 1 year, probably after 4 or 5 months. Anyway, that's the background on it, a little extra. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, what's the will of the council?
Stay in fashion, move to approve.
Moved.
I'll second.
And seconded with a long reach. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, okay. Then we go to committee reports and comments. Council members. Councilmember Rollins.
Well, the parking and traffic and street committees met, and we discussed options for potential additional street repairs and school safety zones. Thank you, Chief. And the needs for those. I'm currently working with Councilmember Hudson on the Buckeye Parade rib cook-off for Sunday, March 22nd. Hope all of you will attend. Judging begins at noon, and the ribs will be available for purchase shortly after noon. I also attended my first Yuba-Sutter Food Bank Board meeting and learned about their services and distributions of their food. And hopefully I was going to try it this week, but I guess I got a conflict. But anyway, I'm going to try to visit their distribution at the that they do here locally in Marysville to see the needs firsthand. And also I wanted to thank staff and commend them for all the efforts that they put in for the EPA. Happened to be here and saw the scurry and everybody, working diligently on that. Thank you for your time.
No committee reports. However, I have to say to city staff, and thank you, Jim Shad, for city staff directing 313 to look so darn good. 313 D Streets, veneering, the facade is looking really good, and that's the new business going into the 313 D Street building. So thank you very much for getting that in the right direction. Thank you.
Member Hudson.
So I have no community reports to speak of at this time. I'd like to just chime on with Councilman Rollins, and I want to say thank you for your help with the rib cook-off, because I'm so don't like doing it on my own. Thank you, and thank you, Valerie, and the crew that's helping out with that. So you guys are going to take care of the sale. I'm just doing logistics, and looking forward to a great Bacchae Festival coming up here in the next few weeks. John Lim is doing an awesome job getting everything ranked up and going for the community and making another good weekend event for all of Yuba-Sutters. So, yes, thank you for the new year, and thank you for everybody's work that's going on here. And you don't have to listen to me say bah humbug for another year. So, thank you very much, everybody, for everything.
Vice Mayor.
I have no committee reports, but I would like to just make sure to bring forward about the food bank dinner this Friday. I believe I'm looking forward to it. I've been to a number of them. I believe you're going to. Yes. There's a couple of us.
I won't forget.
I look forward to that. The bridge, I'd just like to comment on the fact that Mark Boomgarden has been the one that brought this to us. They're doing a great job in Yuba City with it, and actually, thanks to Mark, he was the one that brought us into it, which I absolutely believe we should have been a part of. So I think I'm really looking forward to that. And just a little heads up, I don't think it's a surprise, but Yuba City is giving us a beautiful plaque for our 175th year. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to present it to us, but I think it's beautiful. So we're looking forward to them doing that for us and inviting us into the bridge ceremonies with them, and look forward to seeing who's ever going to the food bank dinner.
We had a successful gathering with developers last week. Well attended. I continue to attend the SACOG meetings. The one coming up day after tomorrow, Transportation Committee meeting. Other than that, but I'll be busy here with the Measure G soon and the Public Safety Ad Hoc Committee, and make a note to add naming the members of that committee at the next meeting. Also add having a discussion about suggestions from the council on who the two public members should be, without hurting anybody's feelings. So you all think about this. Let's see.
Mayor, clarification?
Sure.
And maybe I need a little more clarification. The recommendation of those names to be on that committee, do you want it to be at the next council meeting, or can we make contact with staff beforehand?
Would you like us to collect names?
Well, yeah, let me put it this way. I'd hate to have 5 names come up and then cross out a bunch of names in front.
Thank you for that. That's what I was clarifying here.
There's a delicate step to be taken here. And
absolutely. So we'll go through staff is what I'm hearing on this, and then we'll have that announcement next meeting. Thank you, Mayor. That's what I want.
I am volunteering Maggie to be the clearinghouse.
Okay.
We're going to be happy with whoever
I accept.
the final 2 are, aren't we? Right.
I just want to recommend and say one other thing. Don't forget about our birthday celebration, the 175th
right.
coming up, the incorporation of the city of Marysville.
Big article in the paper about that today. The editor called me last night at 8:30, wanted to know if I wanted to say anything for the thing in the paper. Anyway, what would you say? Wonderful, happy birthday. There will be a celebration, though. It's going to be at the Elks Club Thursday, 5:30. Looking forward to that. Madam Clerk, any correspondence for us?
Not tonight.
Oh, good. Mr. City Manager.
Many of the items that I had on my list you guys have already covered. The 175th birthday at February 5th at the Elks Lodge, 5:30 p.m. The POW MIA Bridge Ceremony in Yuba City, starting in Yuba City on February 20th at 9, and then moving to this side of the river once that ceremony is done. One that was not mentioned, but staff, our community development staff in particular, are hosting a California Planning Roundtable visit and tour on March 6th and 7th. That is several statewide planning officials from communities around the state that are going to visit us and have that roundtable discussion. So we must have impressed somebody, and we're on the map. Councilmember Hudson already mentioned the Bacchae Parade, March 21st. A couple of new businesses fully open now, Quenchies and Munchies. I have been to Quenchies and Munchies, and the food and the lemonade is great. I didn't try a croffle yet. And then the clubhouse, the golf simulation is open. I stopped by there the other day and didn't play because I didn't want to embarrass myself. But it is a very nice establishment, and as Councilmember Gilchrist mentioned, the exterior facade is now looking very nice. Very impressed with that. That's the kind of stuff we want. Though that was the information Dan gave me. I had a couple of my own. As you know, we applied for the EPA grant. It'll be a bit of time before we hear that. But in the meantime, we have received news from regarding the La Malfa Community Sponsorship Grant, and that is continuing to work its way through the U.S. Congress as part of that infamous bill package you're hearing about on the news. The last Dan and I heard was they have separated the bills other than the Homeland Security bill from the rest, and they are likely to approve the rest of those bills, which one of those is the THUD bill that includes our grant. So we're getting very close on that one. I did not want to not apply for the EPA grant because you never know, but the EPA grant may not be necessary in the future if we get the La Malfa grant. We are looking at whether we can double up and maybe if we need more in our budget to utilize both grants, but that's contingent upon the EPA grant being awarded to us. The only other item I have, it's not a specific item, but many of you are aware we have been continuing to do code enforcement activities aggressively, and I think that's a component of redeveloping the downtown, somewhat the carrot and the stick, and so we are seeing new businesses move in, but we are also holding people's feet to the fire to make sure that they're complying with our blight, health and safety, and other ordinances that govern the city. I want to commend our police department, our building department, which is now Jeremy heading it up, and our fire department for the work they've been doing on that as a team. And I think it's starting well. And I don't want to leave out our city attorney. He gets it after we've pretty much exhausted all resources, and then he helps us move that along through the court. Of other note, the presentation on the road safety action plan was another planning activity that will help us get additional grants. It very much mirrors what was found in our local road safety plan, and the issues are obvious around that, the Caltrans right-of-ways. So some focus there, but there are other areas such as 14th Street that was identified, 3rd Street. And so now I think we have quite a bit of information to do a couple of things. First, apply for additional grants, and the gentleman mentioned a couple of grants. There are others out there, such as ATP, that would be of interest. And then secondly, it will inform our consultant that is doing what's called the RCN grant, Reconnecting Communities and Neighborhood grant, which the Streets Committee has been involved with. And that, I hope we get those countermeasures that the gentleman talked about down to very specific design elements that we can then apply for construction grants in the future. So that's all I have.
Before we adjourn, a final word on renaming bridges. I'm all for honoring Medal of Honor, WMIAs. And we see this. What is it, the 5th Street Bridge? There's a sign that says Twin Cities Memorial Bridge. It's still the 5th Street Bridge. In New York, if you ever go to New York and say, oh, I'm on the Avenue of the Americas, people are going to know you're a tourist. That's 6th Avenue. The locals call it 6th Avenue. And here around these parts, we will always refer to the bridges connecting our city by the name of the street in the city of Marysville that it connects to, the 10th Street, the East Street, and the 5th Street Bridge. And we will honor the POWs, MIAs, and all the others. Sir.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to make sure on this. I don't think we're actually changing the name, thank goodness. That's exactly what you're saying. But it's more in the vein of the Purple Heart Trail.
It's an honorific.
Yeah. There you go. It's just an honorary spot for them. So,
exactly.
Because I think everybody will still continue to call it 10th Street Bridge.
I mean, you go
but it is a great honor that we're doing.
You go up and down 6th Avenue in New York City, all the signs say Avenue of the Americas, but the locals never call it that. Anyhow, our next regular meeting of the council will be Tuesday, February 17th at 6 p.m. We're adjourned.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. It's the truth that comes through.